Alice Munro selected short stories. Selected stories, she was awarded with the Nobel Prize in Literature. Let us read an excerpt from her story Vandals. Number 1. Lisa, my dear, I have never written you yet to thank you for going out to our house. Poor old Dismay. I guess it really deserves a name now. In the teeth, or anyway the aftermath of the storm last February, and for letting me know what you found there. Thank your husband too for taking you there on his snowmobile. Also, if, as I suspect, he was the one to board up the broken window to keep out the savage beasts, etc. Lay now up treasure on earth where moth and dust, not to mention teenagers, doth corrupt. I hear you are a Christian now, Lisa. What a splendid thing to be. Are you born again? I always liked the sound of that. Oh, Lisa, I know it's boring of me, but I still think of you and poor little Kenny as pretty, somber children slipping out from behind the trees to startle me and leaping and diving in the pond. Ladner had not the least premonition of death on the night before his operation. Or maybe it was the night before that, whenever I phoned you. It is not very often nowadays that people die during a simple bypass, and also he really did not think about being mortal. He was just worried about things like whether he had turned the water off. He was obsessed more and more by the sort of detail. The one way his age showed. Though I suppose it is not such a detail. If you consider the pipes bursting, that would be a calamity. But a calamity occurred anyway. I had been out there just once to look at it, and the odd thing was it just looked natural to me. On top of Ladner's death, it seemed almost the right way for things to be. What would seem unnatural would be to get to work and clean it up, though I suppose I shall have to do that, or hire somebody. I am tempted just to light a match and let everything go up in smoke. But I imagine that if I did that, I would find myself locked up. I wish in a way that I had had Ladner cremated, but I didn't think of it. I just put him here in the dot plot to surprise my father and my stepmother. But now I must tell you, the other night I had a dream. I dreamt that I was around behind the Canadian Tire store, and they had the big plastic tent up as they do when they are selling bedding plants in the spring. I went and opened up the trunk of my car, just as if I was getting my annual load of salvia or impatience. Other people were waiting as well, and men in green aprons were going back and forth from the tent. A woman said to me, 7 years sure goes by in a hurry. She seemed to know me, but I didn't know her, and I thought, why is this always happening? Is it because I did a little school teaching? Is it because of what you might politely call the conduct of my life? Alice Munro. Vandals.